In 1995, a young Natasha plays with her surrogate sister, Yelena, until Yelena scrapes her knee. They go to their mother, Melina, who tends to the wound. Later, their father, Alexei, returns home and tells Melina they need to leave immediately. They take the girls to a hangar where they get ready to board a plane, but a team of SHIELD agents starts chasing them. Alexei opens fire on the agents, while Melina tries to get the plane moving. She is shot, so Natasha has to take control of the plane while Alexei hangs onto the wing. They manage to make the agents crash all over the place before flying off. The family arrives in Cuba, where Melina receives medical attention and Alexei meets with a man named Dreykov. When soldiers attempt to take the girls, Natasha grabs a gun from one of the soldiers to protect Yelena. The soldiers recognize Natasha's bravery, but both girls are tranquilized and taken away in a truck. A montage follows, showing Natasha and Yelena, along with many other kidnapped girls, being taken to the Red Room, where they undergo harsh procedures and training, shaping them into powerful Black Widow agents. 21 years later, Natasha is on the run after breaking the Sokovia Accords. General Thaddeus and his men close in on her location. Ross tries to negotiate with Natasha, but she makes it clear she's not surrendering easily. Natasha escapes before Ross can catch her. In Morocco, Yelena has her sights set on a target named Oksana. Yelena is spotted and chases Oksana on foot. They fight, and Yelena fatally stabs Oksana in the stomach. Oksana sprays Yelena with a synthetic red gas called red dust, which breaks Yelena free from mind control. Yelena realizes she has killed a close friend. She retrieves the remaining red dust and removes a tracker from her body. Dreykov is informed of Yelena's lost signal, and he sends his super assassin, Taskmaster, after her. Natasha heads to a safe house in Norway, where she meets Rick Mason, who provides her with supplies like passports. She also receives a mysterious package. Later that night, Natasha runs out of fuel and goes to refuel, only to be ambushed by Taskmaster on a bridge. Natasha tries to fight back, but Taskmaster mimics her moves, defending easily. Taskmaster attempts to grab Natasha's package, but she retrieves it before Taskmaster throws her off the bridge. Inside the package, Natasha finds red dust along with pictures of her and Yelena as children. Natasha then travels to Budapest, where she locates Yelena in her own safe house.
Like grown-ups?
They engage in a brutal fight until they reach a truce before choking each other. Yelena explains the effects of the red dust and reveals that the Red Room is still active, despite Natasha believing it was destroyed when she supposedly killed Dreykov. Yelena mentions Dreykov's daughter, right before several Black Widows come after them. The two flee the building and knock down a tower, with Natasha having to shake off one of the widows as she falls. When Natasha reaches the widow, the latter tells her that Dreykov is controlling her actions. Before Natasha can help, Dreykov forces the widow to take her own life. As Natasha and Yelena attempt to escape, Taskmaster appears, pursuing them through the streets. They steal a car and speed away, but Taskmaster fires an explosive arrow that flips their car down into the subway. Natasha and Yelena run, with Taskmaster following the trail of blood from Yelena's arm, but they manage to divert Taskmaster's path as they hide. As Yelena tends to her wound, she brings up how Natasha believed she had killed Dreykov at the cost of his daughter Antonia's life while working with SHIELD. Natasha had been on lookout outside his office when Antonia entered the building. When an agent asked if it was clear to eliminate Dreykov, Natasha gave the go-ahead despite knowing Antonia was inside, resulting in the building's explosion and Antonia's death. This decision has haunted Natasha ever since. Natasha and Yelena gather supplies and grab drinks as they reflect on their past, with Yelena reminiscing about their fake family and the rigorous training they endured. They realize that in order to take down Dreykov and the Red Room once and for all, they'll need assistance. Natasha reaches out to Rick again, who arranges a plane for her and Yelena. Meanwhile, Alexei is in prison, arm wrestling fellow inmates while boasting about being the Red Guardian, Russia's first and only super soldier. He brags about having fought Captain America, though one inmate doubts his story, prompting Alexei to break his hand. As alarms sound, Natasha and Yelena approach the prison in their aircraft. Using his super strength, Alexei escapes, but the guards give chase and attempt to bring down the plane. Natasha descends, engaging the guards in combat, while Yelena fires a grenade at a tower, triggering an avalanche that buries the facility. Natasha manages to rescue Alexei in the nick of time. However, both Natasha and Yelena aren't thrilled to see Alexei, still upset over how he and Melina lied to them as children. When they ask Alexei about Dreykov's whereabouts, he suggests that Melina might have the answer. They make a rough landing near a farm where Melina is conducting experiments with mind control on pigs. She reunites with her former fake family, and Alexei openly flirts with her, even squeezing into his old Red Guardian suit, though he struggles due to his weight gain. During a tense dinner, Natasha expresses that nothing about their past was genuine, causing Yelena to tear up, as she had believed their family was real. Later, Melina reveals to Natasha that her birth mother had searched for her relentlessly until Dreykov had her killed. Meanwhile, Alexei tries to reconnect with Yelena, though she remains angry with him until he sings American Pie, her favorite song from their time in Ohio. Moments later, Dreykov's forces arrive, alerted by Melina. They capture Natasha, Yelena, and Alexei before taking them to the Red Room, which is hidden within a high-altitude base for maximum secrecy. Melina is brought to Dreykov, but it is revealed to be Natasha in disguise. This was part of a plan they had devised back at the farm, with Melina swapping places with Natasha in the cell as she knows how to free both herself and Alexei. Yelena nearly has her skull opened until Melina communicates with her via an earpiece, guiding her to use a hidden blade to escape. Meanwhile, Dreykov reveals some key details to Natasha. He has safeguarded himself using pheromones that prevent anyone from harming him. He then introduces Taskmaster, who is revealed to be Antonia, having survived the explosion but left with disfigured features, now mind-controlled by her father to become the ideal super soldier. Dreykov then shows Natasha files on all the girls worldwide that he has manipulated through mind control. Melina destroys one of the Red Room's engines, sending guards plummeting as the entire facility begins crashing toward the Earth. Alexei battles Antonia while Yelena and Melina take on the guards. Eventually, Melina helps Alexei trap Antonia inside a cell. Following Melina's advice, Natasha slams her face into Dreykov's desk to sever the pheromone influence, allowing her to strike him. As Dreykov attempts to flee, he commands other widows to attack Natasha, but Yelena detonates the red dust in the room, freeing the widows from mind control. Natasha tells the widows they are free to leave, and she pauses to release Antonia from her cell, despite knowing Antonia will likely come after her. The Red Room begins to collapse further, forcing everyone to rush outside to escape. Alexei and Melina manage to flee, unable to wait for Natasha and Yelena. Dreykov and his guards board their craft to escape, but Yelena uses electric batons to jam the turbine, causing the ship to explode, killing Dreykov and the guards. Yelena is thrown by the blast, but Natasha leaps to catch her in time, providing her with a parachute. Antonia catches up to Natasha on the ground and attacks her, but Natasha removes Antonia's helmet and sprays her with the red dust, breaking her free from her father's control.
Is he gone? He's gone.
Natasha reunites with Yelena, Alexei, Melina, and the other widows who take Antonia for recovery. Natasha says goodbye to her former family as Ross and his team begin to close in on the area. 2 weeks later, Natasha, now sporting blonde hair, meets Rick again as he has secured her a jet. She prepares to help free the other Avengers from prison and reunite with her second family. Fast forward to 2024. Yelena visits Natasha's grave with her new dog, mourning her sister's sacrifice in Endgame. Contessa Valentina approaches Yelena, now in her employment, and hands her a file with her next target, the one allegedly responsible for Natasha's death. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, so you never miss our future explorations of timeless classics and hidden gems. Until then, happy watching, and I'll catch you in the comments.